Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm here this morning to talk about DeKalb County's number one priority, and that's public safety. One of government's fundamental responsibilities is to provide its citizens with a safe place to live. A well-trained police force with strong leadership helps create a safer and more vibrant DeKalb County with stronger neighborhoods. In this year's budget for police, I've recommended funding for an additional 25 sworn police officers as part of our long-term strategy to reach national standards. I've also recommended funding for the realignment of our police precincts to better serve our citizens. In addition, I've put in place several changes to our public safety structure. But today, I'm very pleased to introduce to you our new Chief of Police for DeKalb County, Dr. Cedric, our new Chief of Police.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. At first, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Ellis, the DeKalb County CEO, who invited me into this position, and I certainly am welcome to take on this responsibility. And one of the first conversations myself and the CEO had once I accepted the position, and he made it very clear to me, is that he wanted to move this agency and this police department forward in a progressive kind of way. And in spite of the unique challenges that we have confronted over the last number of months and years, it is now incumbent upon me to provide the leadership, which I will, to move this agency along. I had the opportunity yesterday to meet some of the Board of Commissioners, and I would like to thank them for their support that they articulated to me on yesterday. But in addition to that, and most important, I had an opportunity to meet with the command staff, all the assistant chiefs. And I just find them to be absolutely a wonderful group who are committed to this agency, who have served in this agency for a long period of time. And they, too, welcome change. And that's what we're going to employ here, and we're going to move forward. And I think we're going to do some dynamic things in the weeks and the months and the years to come. This community is, here in DeKalb County, coming into this community, of course, I, like many of people across this community, across the state, and even across the country. One unique thing about DeKalb County is that it is a wonderfully progressive and diverse community in a way that I think it deserves the best from all of us. And even though in spite of many of the negative kinds of things that have happened, I want to ask everyone, from the officers inside this department to the command staff to the Board of Commissioners to the community, is that we have to move forward in a very positive and collective kind of way. It is very easy to focus upon the negative things that have occurred, but that for us, quite frankly, is no use for us. We got to move forward. And that's what I'm committed to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And I have spent numerous years in leadership and administrative and operational positions. And I have been very fortunate to have been successful. And myself, along with the men and women that you see behind me who are dedicated to this mission, we're going to make this police department and take it back to something, an agency, I believe, that we have always been very proud of. And one other thing, I had an opportunity yesterday, too, to go out and visit a couple of the districts and with Major Reynolds and Major Davis. And while I was at a meeting with some of Major Davis' police officers there, I was just really impressed with them. And they had just come in off an afternoon shift, a morning shift, I believe. And they were just very attentive to the things and welcomed the things that I had to say to them. And I found them to be very delightful, and I found them to be committed. But here's one thing I shared with them, is that in spite of what some rogue officers may have done in the past, is that every time you respond to a call for service in this community, post those events, that becomes a healing process for you and for this community. Because when we respond positive, and when we respond in a way with our heads up high. Because 99% of the men and women inside this department, quite frankly, want to do a good job every day. And they do a good job every day. And we need to acknowledge them, And we need to take opportunities, and I say this directly to the media, we need to take opportunities also to be able to share with you some of the very positive things that occur inside this police department. We have officers that go inside their pockets and give people money on the street. We have officers who save people's lives every day. But those stories somehow don't get the front page. But we got to tell some of those stories as well, too, so that this community, both inside DeKalb and outside, will understand and will know that this agency and the men and women that serve here are some of the best in the country. And we're going to get better and better and better. And I commit myself to this community, I commit myself to this agency, and I commit myself to Mr. Ellis, who's given me this opportunity to come before you. Thank you very much.
Before we take some questions, I would be remiss if I did not thank our interim chief, Lisa Gassner. Thank you, Chief Gassner, for stepping in and providing necessary leadership to this department over the last few months. And I also want to thank all of our command staff, but in particular our assistant chiefs, Holmes, Williams, Yarborough, and Conroy. I want to thank you all for standing in the gap and providing necessary leadership during this interim period.